I still remember the moment my life broke apart. It was 3 a.m. in the Arabian Gulf, and I'd just finished a 14-hour shift on the rig. My hands were still greasy when my phone buzzed. "I'm leaving you, Ethan. I'm moving to Santa Fe with my 25-year-old boyfriend. I'm taking all our money." A second message followed, a screenshot of our joint account. 2 cents left where $142,000 should have been. She'd added a heart emoji that I stared at the screen. Laura, my wife of 18 years, had just vanished from my life with a kiss icon. I didn't throw my phone or punch the wall. I just typed, "Sure. Good luck," and turned it off. The next day, I skipped breakfast and went straight to work. Jackson, my second in command, kept watching me, but he knew better than to ask. Out here, on a floating city of steel, personal pain stayed personal. At lunch, I checked my email. A divorce filing already waiting. Laura had hired an expensive attorney, claiming I'd abandoned her by working overseas. She wanted spousal support and half of everything I'd earned. That night, I wrote one short email, not to her, but to my cousin Mark, an accountant in Houston. "Time to activate Protocol Winter," I typed. 3 minutes later came the reply. "Already on it. Don't answer anything till you're home." 2 more weeks on rotation. 2 weeks of heat, sweat, and silence. While my marriage collapsed an ocean away, that I met Laura 19 years ago in Midland, Texas, at a fishing supply shop. She was funny, sharp, with a spark that caught me instantly. I was 33, home between rig contracts, already a decade into this life. We married 11 months later. For a long time, it worked. I had a stable career, a paid-off house, a good income. The rotations were rough, but the money was worth it. We agreed. She'd hold down the home front. I'd build our future. Then, slowly, the distance became more than miles. Missed birthdays, shorter calls, questions about why I took overseas contracts. I told myself it was normal. Long marriages settle into routine. But by year 12, she'd stopped asking when I'd be back. Last Christmas, I came home to find the house completely redecorated. New furniture, new paint, new life I hadn't been part of. When I asked, she just said, "We needed a change." I didn't realize I was what she was changing. 2 months ago, I saw strange transfers from our joint account. "House repairs," she said. Before leaving for my next rotation, I drove by. No repairs, just a sleek black Audi in the driveway. 3 weeks later, my neighbor Henry texted, "Moving truck outside. Thought you should know." I didn't answer. I waited. Sometimes waiting is the only way to see the truth. 2 days after her message, Mark called on the satellite phone. "You sitting down? Just say it." She'd been siphoning money for over a year, over $200,000 total. She'd even forged my signature on a home equity loan and changed the beneficiary on my life insurance. "Who's the guy?" I asked. "Ryan Miller, 25, former trainer. No real job. 3 older women before Laura. All ended the same way. She leaves her husband. He disappears with the cash." She wasn't just leaving me. She was erasing me. I sat there in the dim light of my bunk, the deep hum of the rig vibrating under my feet, and felt everything inside go cold. Then I opened my laptop, logged into a private company only Mark and I knew about, Winter Creek Holdings, that I'd created it 8 years earlier after watching a coworker lose everything in a divorce. I'd been diverting most of my income there. Legal, taxed, protected. Balance, $1.60 million. I wrote one line to my lawyer, Daniel Brooks. "Proceed with Operation Cold Return." Then I went for coffee. For the first time in days, I felt hungry. 38 hours after leaving the rig, I landed in Houston. Mark met me with a burner phone and a folder. "She's been calling your regular number nonstop. The bank froze her transfer, flagged it as suspicious. She doesn't know you're back." He showed me a series of texts between Laura and our Laura. "Bank froze the money. Need Ethan to verify. Ryan, tell him your mom's sick. Get him to authorize you. You're still his wife. Laura, he's not answering. Ryan, try harder. Or we use Plan B. Laura, I don't like Plan B. Ryan, it's just insurance money. He works a dangerous job for a reason." My stomach turned. At Daniel's office. We filed everything. Divorce counterclaim, fraud, forgery, conspiracy. Then Daniel added, almost casually, "She filed a domestic violence complaint yesterday. Says you controlled and threatened her." I laughed once. "I've been 6,000 miles away." "Doesn't matter," Daniel said. Judges see abuse and react fast. But we've got your alibi, company logs, passport stamps, phone records. She's done. I signed the papers. When I left the office, a message blinked on my phone. Please call me. It's an emergency. I need you. I didn't. The next morning, I logged into my home's security feed in Midland, one she'd forgotten existed. There he was, Ryan, lounging by my pool, drinking my whiskey, wearing my college sweatshirt. Laura paced behind him, on the phone, anxious. Mark came in with coffee. You should see this, he said, turning his laptop toward me. Ryan had done this 3 times before, 3 women, same pattern. One of their ex-husbands had died in a car accident soon after divorce. No charges, but the implication was clear that a voicemail came through, Laura's voice trembling. Ethan, please, the bank froze everything. I was moving money to a safer account like we talked about. Please call them. I'm scared. 2 weeks earlier, I might have believed her. Not now. Daniel arranged an emergency hearing. Meanwhile, Henry sent photos, movers carrying out my grandfather's desk, family heirlooms, everything. That was the final line. I want to go home, I told Daniel. Not advisable. I won't confront them. I just need to see it. We drove 6 hours to Midland. Henry let me stay across the street. At dawn, Daniel confirmed Laura had even listed the house for sale, forged my signature, price to sell fast, at 8:55 a.m., 2 sheriff's deputies and a court officer arrived. I crossed the street just as they knocked. Laura opened the door, irritation turning to terror when she saw me. Ethan, you're supposed to be offshore. Surprise. The deputies handed over the documents. Restraining order, asset freeze, criminal complaint. Ryan tried to speak. You can't do this. She's afraid of you. Judge dismissed that this morning, I said. Hard to abuse someone from 6,000 miles away. Ryan's face drained of color. Laura's tears came fast. This is all a misunderstanding. Sure, I said. Like selling my house without telling me. They were given 30 minutes to pack clothes and leave. Where are you going? She asked as I turned away. Home. I said. 3 weeks later, we faced each other in court. Ryan was gone, vanished with her jewelry and whatever cash she'd hidden. The judge read the evidence in silence. Forged documents, text messages, bank transfers. Even her Plan B. In 30 years on this bench, she said, I've rarely seen such calculated deceit. Her ruling was swift. Every asset returned to me. The house solely mine, Laura's claims denied. She also referred the forgery and conspiracy evidence to the district attorney. As I walked out, Laura called my name. I didn't look back. Some victories don't need words. 6 months later, I stood on the porch of my cabin outside Bozeman, Montana, 40 acres of pine forest I'd bought years ago through Winter Creek Holdings. Laura never knew it existed. She'd taken a plea deal, probation, restitution she'd never finished paying. Last I heard, she was living with her sister in Tulsa, working retail. Ryan had moved on to another woman, a divorced doctor in Arizona. I'd retired early. After 27 years on rigs, I'd earned the quiet. Between my savings, investments, and gas royalties in Arkansas, I had more than enough. Henry sometimes called with updates from Midland. I'd sold the old house. Too many ghosts lived there. That evening, the mail brought one last envelope from Mark. Final papers dissolving Winter Creek Holdings. Chapter closed. As the sun dipped behind the pines, I poured a glass of bourbon and sat on the porch swing I'd built myself. For the first time in years, I wasn't waiting for anyone. My phone buzzed. A call from a Canadian oil company, offering a consulting position. Good pay, minimal travel, the man said. I'll think about it, I replied, but not tonight. Tonight belonged to me. To the silence, the wind in the trees, and the kind of peace you only earn after losing everything and surviving it.